right, it is Saturday. It is a cold and rainy, yucky day in central New York. But you know what? That's not holding me back. I'm going out there and I'm doing. I'm going to hit up a storage unit auction this morning. Then go meet up with a friend, help her with her website real quick. And then I got a couple retail arbitrage hits I got to do to restock my Amazon store. Inventory's running really low over there and stuff's flying off the shelf. So I got to go hit same store I've been buying the stuff at that I've cleaned out everybody near me. Since I'll be meeting my friend out a little bit further, I'm going in her area and going to hit up all those stores and see what I can get left. It's a closeout type store, so once I get what inventory they have in the store, that's it. It's not going to get replenished. So time's hot, the items are going. It's time to jump on it and buy it. And then if I have time, there's a couple garage sales that popped up. They're all indoor because it is February in central New York, and we're lucky we don't have snow on the ground at the moment. But you never know what the weather's going to be, so people don't plan outdoor garage sales this time of year. Those couple indoor are more like estate sales or moving sales. But all right, so that auction, that was pretty interesting. So what it was a storage unit company that has multiple locations, was doing auctions. They do them like once a quarter for any of the unpaid units. And this time they had 7 units up for auction. However, they all weren't at the same location. So 3 of the units they did with photographs on a TV screen, and then people could bid based on what they saw in the photograph. And then we walked across the street to his one location there, and they did 2 units. And then we drove about a mile down the road to another location where they did 2 units. And it's crazy because the majority of the units were pure garbage. One of the units, he literally had to beg somebody to give him $1 for the contents that were inside. And it was just garbage. Nobody was going to want anything that was in there. It was basically bonfire material, furniture, a nasty old couch, a mattress that looked disgusting, and one of those ancient TVs with the huge backs on it that you got to pay somebody like $125 to get rid of. But, crazy shit. But, for the most part, there was 2 units that were anything of halfway decent. One of them went for $350, and everything was well taken care of inside the unit. Everything was packed into storage containers, boxes, neatly stacked. There was a refrigerator in there, a ladder. Right away you could see the person who spent $350 is going to make at least half their money back between the refrigerator, the ladder, and a couple other pieces that were visible in the picture. But the contents of what's inside the boxes and storage containers, that's a mystery. Those are the things I like. Let's dig in and see what it was, but not to the point where I wanted to drop $350 on it. However, I made contact with a guy who did buy it, so that if there's stuff that he doesn't want, I can get first rights to it. But the next unit that was anyway decent went for $175, and the stuff was kind of thrown around in there, so the people didn't take care of it. So you're not sure what you were going to get in there. And then everything else that they had was just garbage. Like, literally, you look at it and you're like, I'll be lucky if I make $5 on any of the stuff that's in there. The rest is going to the dumpster. But, a lesson learned. It was the first time I've gone to one of the storage unit auctions, and I got to see what the process was, how it works. They give you 48 hours to clean it out. If you need more than 48 hours, then you got to, sign a lease for the unit for 30 days. But the interesting thing was besides the fee that you pay for it, you had to put a $50 deposit down that you would get back, provided in 48 hours they saw that the unit was cleaned out. If it wasn't cleaned out, then they take repossession of the stuff and keep your $50 deposit because you didn't clean it. Or if you remove all the stuff and you don't sweep it out and that type of stuff, they keep your $50 deposit. But like I said, lesson learned. Now I'm off to go do some retail arbitrage, pick up a few things that I know will sell good for me from a couple different local dollar stores and other style stores that there's a regionally owned store around here, and then a couple other national stores that have some items that are regulars on their shelf that I pick up. Not clearance, not anything else, just the regular items that are kind of replenishables for us. And I haven't picked any up in a couple of weeks, so my inventory at Amazon's really low. Some of the items I'm out of stock, and I can't wait to get them out there. So, alright, I'll keep you guys updated. Alright, so, been to 2 retail stores that I usually hit, and not those locations, but that chain of stores, and did pretty good. I got $40 at the one store and $60 at the other store, worth of some shit that's gonna go to Amazon. But while I was in the plaza, I came across this little, like, almost like a flea market inside an old store. They have it listed as being like auctions and antiques. That's it right over there, as you can see. Man, it's crazy what people think they can charge for garbage. But it literally is a junk store. They try to claim it's an antique mall, but it's just junk. And they want high prices. Like, I came across some N64 games and some Atari 2600 games that are selling on eBay. They're nothing spectacular. They're selling for like $2 to $3. In here, they're wanting $15 and $20 for them. You know, they've got Hot Wheel cars, nothing old stuff that you can like walk into Walmart today and buy for friggin' less than $1, and they're wanting $3, $4 in here for them. It's just insane. It's you got to know what you're paying for stuff before you just walk in and blindly pay for it. And I kept getting some dirty looks because there was a couple pieces I was interested in. You know, it's older collectible type stuff, and I was looking up comps. And they were like watching me like a hawk, like seeing what I was doing. I guess it's a good thing I didn't bring the camera in with me, or they'd really be flipping out. But, you know, so it's off to the next store. Let's go. So I pulled out of that last store, and as I'm making my rounds up to another area, you'll never guess what I found. What is that? What is that over there? Oh, my. Can it be? It's a thrift store! Alright, let's go check it out. I didn't do so hot at that store. Let me tell you, I went through some of the clothing and I wasn't overly impressed. Went to the big and tall section and got like really excited because I came across an Orvis, like almost corduroy sports coat with the patches on the elbows. Like, oh, this is nice, and they wanted $6 for it. I open up on the inside and the liner is shredded. I don't know what somebody did to that. And then when I look closer, I'm like, well, you know, I can get the liner fixed. I look closer, and there's rust stains all throughout. It was a tan coat, and you could just see these rust dots. So somebody had it stored somewhere it wasn't supposed to be. However, I did pick up an Emerson special, or an E-Money special. If you guys don't know E-Money, go follow the Bonafide Hustler or join the Green Room. You'll learn who Emerson is. He turned me on when I was down visiting those guys about Guitar Hero, something that you know isn't my forte because I'm not a gamer. But the reason I say it's his special is while I was out with him, he opened up one in the store and there was 2 discs. Guess what I found? One that contains 2 discs. It's a Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero 3 for a total of $1.99 out the door. So they did have a Guitar Hero 2 that was in a case that just looked like it had been dropped in a bucket of water. I cracked the case open and the disc just looked disgusting. So I passed on that. It would have been nice to have the set and then find a guitar and bundle them together. You know, that was something that you know, made me nervous, and he's like, just go for it. You know, you bundle them and you can make more money. So you never know what you're going to find. You know, you don't stop at these off-the-wall stores you've never been into. You may find a good deal. You may find a bad deal. You never know. Get out there and do. All right, on to the next store. Here we are, our furthest stop out for today before I start making the turn to go heading back home. Have a few more stops on the way home I'm going to make, but here we are. I'll have to go do it. Hopefully I get some more of the same items that I've been out seeking at the other locations for this store. It's all replenishables for our Amazon account. So when I get back to the house later today, I will total up what we purchased, how much we were spent, and how much we project to profit off of all of this. Alright, let's go do it. Well, we had success, but not really the success I was looking for. Only spent about $25 in that store. Picked up 2 items. The one item that there's 3 different styles of that I was really hoping to find at this store, because I've pretty much cleaned out every other store of this company. They didn't have any of them. That was sad. Like, not even some of them are ripped up. They didn't have any of those. Like, there's no signs that they ever had them here at the store. So that was a little disappointing, but I was able to clean them out of another item that sells very well for us, which means this is about the end of that item once I send in this batch, because I've cleaned out all of their other stores. And then there was another item I picked up that sells well for us, but at this point, with what I picked up today, I've probably got about a month and a half worth of supplies. Easter's coming, so it actually might only be about a month worth of supplies. It's a activity kit for kids, and it's just been selling like hotcakes since like Christmas and all the way through. You know, we figured it was just a Christmas deal, but January and beginning of February so far, it's just been flying off the shelf. So so I didn't clean the stores out, so I know I can always go back and get more of that. I could probably do another month or two's worth of inventory by hitting all their stores again. So that one doesn't concern me. But my other breadwinner, the item that there's 3 different styles of, I think we've seen the end of that run. And unfortunately, it's an item that the manufacturer discontinued a few years ago, so I can't even get it wholesale. I've tried finding a closeout place that has it. Nobody has it. I've talked to a couple of wholesalers, and they like clearanced it and discontinued it back in like 2010, so they're like best of luck finding it. But so here we are. We're off to the next store. Complete detour from heading to that other store I wanted to go to, driving along, and all of a sudden I catch this sign with a golden hand painted on it, and above it says the word second. So I'm like, second hand? Whoa, wait a minute, second hand store. Whipped into where the sign pointed, found where the store was at, and man, they had a little bit of everything in there. Ended up not buying anything, had a really great conversation with the owners of the store, and they've tried to dabble with like eBay, haven't really touched Amazon. So, you know, chatted with them some pointers on what they can do, help them out, that type of stuff. And they gave me a list of things they're looking for specific clients that they're having trouble finding. So, you know, I'm going to use some of my resources to see if I can't help them out and find the items that they need. But really, really great store. I wish that, you know, it wasn't 20 minutes before they closed when I walked in there, because I could spend all day just digging through their piles and finding stuff. But, you know, don't be afraid to stop at a store you've never been to and see what they got. All right, on to the next store. All right, so hit a store on the way back, and it's that same chain that I've been going to all day. And they actually had one of the items that I usually pick up back in stock. Either they found a case of them buried in the back somewhere, or they got another shipment in. But last I heard, they weren't getting any more of them in, so I was able to pick up about 32 more of one of the items. So just dropped, because I have to pay taxes at this store. They will only honor tax exempt for a non-profit. But yeah, so I was able to clean them out of what they had in stock of them. So as you can see from today, there's quite a few shopping bags. Now it's time to go home, scan, label, and ship to Amazon. So here we are. It's now Sunday, and I got the opportunity to get our stuff over here to the new office and get it all scanned in, and wanted to share those numbers with you from our run yesterday. Total purchase was 145 items. Total retail value on Amazon. Now these, all 145, it's basically 7 different items. We have 145 count on them. All of them are stuff we've been selling for months on Amazon. So I know they sell. I know the sales history. I don't have to do the research. I know what price we get for them. But basically what I'm looking at for a total in sales, and then more importantly, total in profit. So off of about a $150 investment, I'll get my $150 back. I'll pay Amazon all their fees, and I'll put another $650 in my pocket. Not bad for a day's work. But for me, what I got the most value out of it was, this is the first shipment we've processed in the new location, And oh my, how much easier it was to have the space to actually lay things out and properly work, not be jammed in and crammed up. So that's about all I got for this week's haul run. Hopefully you liked the video. Give us a thumbs up, click the bell so that you can get notified. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Now go out there and do.